Hello. Hello, good morning everyone. Whether am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Good
Yes,
morning.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See what we have started in the last lecture. We have started for the definition of a T4 space. Okay, what is a T4 space? For knowing the T4 space, first we should know what is a normal space, right? So how the T4 space we have defined is normal plus T1 space is nothing but your T4 space. Okay, so what is the definition of a T4 space? X2 is a T space, then X2 is a T space. This will be a T4 space if it is T1 and it is a normal space, and we can call it as a T4 space. Okay. So now we will prove one theorem, that is every T4 space is a T3 space. Every T4 space is a T3 space that we want to prove. Okay. So let us start with the proof. As I told you that we have seen in detail in the last lecture that this is what T space, then T naught, then T1, T2, T3, then T4. So T4 space will be among all the spaces, right? So we can say that every T4 space is a T3, every T4 is T1, every T4 is a T naught space. Okay, getting in. So the relation may be like this. We can say every T4 is a T3, every T3 is a T2, every T2 is a T1, and every T1 is a T naught, and every T naught space is a T space. So you can say every T4 space is T1 as well as every T4 space is T naught, every T4 space is a T2 space also. Okay. So if we prove that every T4 is a T3 space, it is sufficient to prove that it is T2, T1, T0 and all. Okay. And so whenever we are going to say that the number of conditions will be increasing on any set, the set becomes smaller and smaller. So what is given to us in this case? Let X2 be a T4 space. And what is our aim to prove that X2 is T3 space. Okay. To prove any space to be a T3 space, it is sufficient to prove that, or we can say that is to prove that X2 is regular plus T1. Correct? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
If we want to prove it is T3, that is to prove that we have to prove it as a regular and T1. But what is given to us? X2 is a T4, which means that X2 is T1 plus normal. Correct? So already we have T1 space. So what is our aim to prove that? Yes, can anyone tell me what to prove now?
regular space.
Okay, so we have to prove that X2 is a regular space. Okay, it is given that it is T1 plus normal space, and our aim is to prove that it is regular plus T1 space. That is to prove that it is a T3. So it is sufficient to prove that it is a regular space. Now, how to prove any space to be a regular space? We have to start with the thing that we have one closed set which does not contain the point x, and if we start with that assumption, we have to find out two disjoint open set, one contain the point x and another contain the closed set f. Okay, so to prove any space to be a regular space, we will start with the assumption that let f be the closed set in x2. Let f be a closed set in x2. Let x be a point in capital X which is not a member of f. Then now what is our aim to prove that it is a regular space? So that's why we have to find out the two disjoint open set, right? So our aim is to find out the two disjoint open set in which one contain the point X, another contain the closed set F. So what is given to us? Since it is given that X2 is a normal space. So how we are going to use the definition of a normal space? So if I want to use a definition of a normal space, I should have two disjoint closed set, correct? What is the definition of a normal space? We have F1 and F2 both are disjoint closed sets. Then only we can use a definition of a normal space, correct? And if we are able to find out two disjoint closed set, then we can say that there exist two disjoint open set which satisfy the condition F1 is contained in G and F2 is contained in H. And if we are saying disjoint, so obviously the intersection of G and H will be empty. Okay. So if I want to use a definition of a normal space, I should have a two disjoint closed set. Correct. Now what is given to us? Since X2 is a T1 space. And what is a characteristic property of a T1 space? Every singleton sets are a closed set, and this is true for all element of capital X. If and only if, what was the characteristic property? X2 is a T1 space if and only if all the singleton sets are a closed set. So if I am writing X is not a member of F, so can I write this as singleton X intersection with F is empty set?
Yes, ma'am.
Since we can say that singleton X is a closed set. Why it is a closed set? Since it is a T1 space. If it is a T1 space, so all the singleton sets are a closed set. So now we have found the two disjoint closed set. One closed set is F1, this is singleton X, and F2 is F. Okay. So if we are able to find out two disjoint closed set, now we can use the definition of a normal space. Since given that X2 is a normal space, we are provided that X2 is a normal space and we found two disjoint closed sets singleton and X and F. Hence, we can use or we can apply the definition of a normal space. There exists the two disjoint open set G and H which satisfy the condition that one contain the one contain the one closed set F, or we can say F1, and another contain the another closed set say H. Okay, but what was our aim to prove that? We want to prove it is a regular space, correct? No, बरोबर
Yes,
ना?
ma'am.
So we have
Yes,
started
ma'am.
with the assumption that there exists a one closed set which does not contain the point X. So we have started with this one. And what is our aim to find out? Two disjoint open set. Now you can see here this same thing I can write it as there exists that G and H belongs to tau such that the intersection of G and H is empty, and singleton X is a subset of G. I can write X belongs to G if I am writing in the form of a singleton set. अगर आप set लिखते हो तो subset relation is okay, but if you are writing an element then you have to write that as X belongs to G and F is contained in H, and hence the proof. Okay, हेच होता ना आपल्याला प्रूव्ह करायचं की आपल्याकडे एक क्लोज सेट आहे and we should find out the two disjoint open set. One contain the point X, another contain the closed set, right? So we have started with X is not a member of F, and we have found one open set which contain the point X and another closed set which is contained in your another open set which contain the closed set. Okay, any doubt for this one?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, simply what we have done, we have to prove that every T4 is a T3 space. Every T4 means what? It is T1 plus normal space, which implies we have to prove it is T1 plus regular. Don't assume that T1 get cancelled and normal implies regular. This will not be true. Every normal space will not be a regular space unless and until it is a T1. Why this is so? Because we have used a very important property of a T1 space as every singleton sets are a क्लोज सेट. अगर ये प्रॉपर्टी आपके पास नहीं होता तो आपको ये क्लोज सेट नहीं मिलता ना. So that is what an important property of a T1 space we have used to prove that Every T4 is a T3 space. So that's why we remember that every normal is not a regular unless and until that space is a T1 space. Correct? असं नाही करायचं. T1 get cancel, every normal is a regular. Okay? So we can say every normal is not a regular space, as well as every regular space need not be a normal space. Okay, so for that, let us go for the proof of these two statements, that whether we have to prove or disprove. The question may be prove or disprove, but we will prove that every normal is not a regular space. Okay, first we will prove that every normal space need not be regular space. Okay, every normal space need not be a regular space. Okay, so how to prove this one? I have to go for the example, because to have a counter example is sufficient for this statement, correct? So let us start with this. I will give you one example. X is equals to A, B, C, and 2 is equals to 5x singleton A, AB, and K is equals to, what is the family K now? Yes, anyone can tell me what is the family K?
X, phi, BCC.
Okay, just complements of members of TO. येते ना सगळ्यांना फॅमिली के कसं लिहितो आपण? K is nothing but complements of members of TO. F is a closed set which is a subset of X, and F complement must be a member of a TO. Right? So how to collect the family K is nothing but complements of members of TO. So we are provided with the TO, X, and family K. What is our step first to prove that? To prove that it is a normal space, we have to prove that X2 is a normal space. In the next step, we will prove that it is not a regular space. Correct? So for that, let us go for the case 1. Since as we are having 3 points, we have to go for every point and every closed sets and open set like this. Okay. So we have to first find out two disjoint closed set. Okay. So first one we will consider how many closed set we have. Family K, I will write once again here, phi X singleton C and BC. Okay, how many disjoint closed set we have? First we should write down that one, because for the normal space we want F1 and F2 are the two disjoint closed set. Okay, so first what will be the category is, I can write it as phi and X are the two disjoint closed set. If phi and X are the two disjoint closed set, I can say this is belonging to family K. Now I can say that they itself will work as open set because they are closed as well as open. So I can write phi is contained in phi, and then I can say X is contained in X itself. Correct? So here it will act as open set, and here it will act as a closed set F1, and here it will act as open set H, and here it will act as a closed set F2. No doubt they are disjoint. Intersection of phi with X will be empty set. Okay. So can you say directly now the X2 is a normal space?
Yes, ma'am.
No, you cannot say no. You have to go for the case 2. For every two disjoint closed set we have to do, no? Normal space की definition क्या है? कि F1, F2 we are having the two disjoint, any two disjoint closed set. For any two disjoint closed set, we have to find out two disjoint open set. one contain F1, another contain the F2. Okay, so simply we have considered the case 1. Let us go for the case 2.
But ma'am, phi and x are open also, na?
That's why I've written no. That is what the important property of a phi and x we have used here. Here it will act as an open set, I have written. Here it will act as a closed set. Correct, no? Yes, any doubt? Have you attended the last lectures? At that
Yes,
time
ma'am.
also we have used this type of a condition because phi and x itself are open as well as closed. So itself they will contain in them. Barabar na? Any set is a
Yes,
subset of
ma'am.
itself. Any set is a subset of itself. That's why phi is contained in phi. You should remember the definition of a normal space. क्या है definition normal space का? We have to find out for any two disjoint closed set F1 and F2. F1 intersection F2 is a empty set. Then we should find out the two disjoint closed sets such that F1 is contained in G and F2 is contained in H on the condition intersection of G and H is empty. Okay, so here no doubt the intersection of phi and x is empty. They itself will act as open as well as closed. No need to find out other closed sets or open set for them. Okay. Yes, anyone have
Yes,
a
ma'am.
doubt? That is what the important property of a phi and x we are using. No need to find out other open set to contain them. Okay, case 2. What is a case 2? We will take another two disjoint closed set, phi and BC. You can consider them from your family K. First two disjoint closed set are these two, then BC. Then I can take phi and C. Okay, so these are pairs of a disjoint closed set. This is a case 1 we have discussed. This is case 2 and this is case 3. Can anyone tell me any other disjoint closed set from the family K?
Phi
आहेत का
and
एवढं
simultaneity.
that we have written now already. 1, 2, 3. This is what the third case we will discuss. इन तीनों को छोड़ के कुछ है क्या?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, so that's why we will discuss the three cases, and after discussing all the three cases, then we can say X2 is a normal space. Okay, so to discuss these one, we can say that these are two disjoint closed set. So now again we can consider the important property of phi as it is open as well as a closed set, right? So it will act as open as well as closed set. So hence by definition I can write phi is contained in phi. Here it will act as an open set and here it will act as a closed set. Okay. Now we have to find out one open set which contain the BC. Okay, what is guaranteed open set which contain the BC?
X. BC.
Whether BC is open set? Because you have to select the open set from your toe. First
No,
C
ma'am.
toe BC को contain करने वाला कोई open set है क्या?
X.
X itself. So that is only one open set which contain your BC. So BC is contained in X. So here it will act as open set H and this is what our another closed set F2. Okay, I am writing similar notation so that you can have a very similarity with your definition. F1, F2, G and H. These are the notations we are using in our definition of a normal space. Okay, so phi will act as a first closed set and here it will act as open set. And F2 is another closed set. For that we have found the open set H. Now we have to check the intersection of G with H. What is G? Phi. Intersection with H. H is X. What is the intersection? Empty set. So hence I can say that here with this consideration we got the two disjoint open set. One contain the closed set F1, another contain the closed set F2. Now let us go for the third case. What is the third case? We have the two disjoint closed set, say phi and C belongs to the family K. Now again we can use the important property phi to be open set as well as a closed set F1. Again, I can write phi is contained in phi. Here it will act as an open set G, and here it will act as a closed set F1. Now, what is a guaranteed open set which contain the singleton C? You can see the family toe here,
X.
X itself, because we don't have any other possibilities, so that our singleton C will be contained in that open set. Okay, so you should see the family toe whenever you
BC
want
also
to.
there, ma'am, na?
BC is in the family K, not in the toe. Toe कुठे आहे आपला?
Yes, ma'am.
Phi X A B. Okay, this is toe. These are members of toe are open set. The members of K are the closed set. What is our aim to find out? We have to find out one open set which contain the singleton C. Okay, so whether phi contain the singleton C? No. X contain the C? No doubt A will not be contained C. AB, that is also not possible. So we can say directly that the open set which contains C is a singleton C is contained in X. So X will act as a H from the definition, and C will act as a closed set F2. Now let us check the intersection of G and H, which is again phi intersection with X is again empty set, and hence we can say now we have got the two disjoint open set for the two disjoint closed set phi and singleton C. For phi we have found phi itself, for C we have found X. These are open set and these are the closed set. And hence we can say from case 1 to 3 we come to the conclusion that X2 is normal space. Okay, any doubt for this one?
No, ma'am.
Okay, try to understand the things. You have to write down on your own, then only you can understand. Because जब भी मैं लिखती हूँ तो आपको easy लगेगा, right? So you have to close your notes, books, whatever you have, and then you have to write it. Okay. So now what is our step 2 to prove that it is not a regular space? How to prove it is not a regular space? We have to just go for the cases. Okay, to prove it is not a regular, we have to start with, say, we have to consider one closed set. Say singleton C is a closed set. It does not contain the point B, because let us go for the definition. What is the definition of a regular space? We have a closed set which does not contain the point, and if we are able to find out two disjoint open sets such that one contain the point X and another contain the closed set F. Okay, so if you remember the definition of a regular space, we can go, right? Singleton C is a closed set. Why it is a closed set? Because it is there in the family K. Okay, singleton C is a closed set which does not contain the point B. Okay, now can you find out the two disjoint open set? One contain the point B, another contain the closed set C. Now go to the family toe. Okay, let us go for the family toe. We have to find out one open set which contain the point B, right? No doubt you can consider this to be open set which contain the point B. Another closed set which contain the another open set which contain the C, na? B is not a member of singleton C. B के लिए open set AB and singleton C के लिए open set X है. But whether their intersection of X and B is empty?
No, ma'am.
So hence we can say that no doubt we are able to find out the two open set, but they are not a disjoint. For B we can say AB is a open set which contain the point B, and for C we can say X is a open set which contain the point C, but which contain the singleton C, but we can say that the intersection of X with AB is not empty. Why it is not empty? Because X is ABC intersection with AB. What is the resultant? Which is non-empty. Hence we can say that there does not exist two disjoint open set. Okay, you can say
Yes, ma'am.
there does not exist two disjoint open sets. And now no need to go for the different closed set which does not contain the point, because if it is not true for at least one then we can generalize the concept that no need to go for any other pair of a closed set which does not contain the point. Okay, directly you can say that it is not true for a singleton set C, and hence we can say that uh, the X2 is not a regular space, and hence X2 is not a regular space. Okay, now the homework for you people is the reverse one. You have to prove that every regular space need not be a normal space. Regular space का example मैंने दिया है आपको already. Right now, while proving the result of a regular space after discrete and indiscrete, we have one example. We have proved that example to be a regular space. Now just you have to check out whether it is a normal or not. आठवते का?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just go for that example and check out whether it is a normal. क्या करना है आपको? Regular तो already हमने prove किया है, right? Somewhere in this lectures where we have discussed the regular space, discrete and indiscrete के लिए भी check किया. उसके बाद हमको वो example मिलेगा. Okay, just check it whether it is normal or not. Or unless otherwise, you can find out another example in which you can say every regular space need not be a normal. Okay, these relations are very important to remember because these type of questions will be there in your setnet exams. They will not ask the proof, no. They will ask the twist of the question. सबको पता है T4 is a T3. But what about regular normal? Because T4 T3 का meaning क्या है? T1 plus normal is T1 plus regular. T1 T1 cancel होगा तो normal regular नहीं हो सकता है ना. That is what we can say. Every normal is regular only if it is a T1. Okay, you can say that every regular is not normal, every normal is not a regular. But on the condition if it is T1, then only we can say it. Okay. So what are the remarks? You can say every T4 is a normal space, huh? What we can say about every T4 is a normal space? No doubt T4 के definition में ही है ना, normal plus T1 implies normal. So normal already है, so we can say it. Correct now?
Yes, ma'am.
Every normal need not be T4. Huh? What you can say whether every normal space is a T4? हो शकतो का?
No, ma'am.
Why? Because it should be a T1 space. अगर वो T1 है तो हो सकता है. Otherwise we cannot say. So you have to remember the statement that every normal need not be a T4 space. Whenever I am writing these type of a statement, you should write down as a note. Okay. Every normal is not a T4, but every T4 is a normal. Okay, I will give you the example for this is. इसके लिए example, counter example I will give you. Rho is equals to I x a ab. It is a normal, but it is not a T4. Why it is not a T4? To check it
It
is
is not
T4.
T1.
Not a T1. Why it is not a T1? Because every singleton sets are not a closed set, right? No, singleton A, singleton B, these are not a closed set, ना? Because family K में
Yes, ma'am.
कितने closed set है हमारे पास? B, C, C. Okay, every singleton set, if it is a closed set, then only it is a T1. Okay, so in every lecture you should remember that what we have seen in the last lecture, what are the characteristic properties of T1, T2 and so on. Then only you can understand the current lecture. Okay, so you can give the example that this is a normal space, but it is not a T4 since it is not a T1. Okay, because normal we have to prove that it is a T4. Normal implies T4 का meaning क्या है? T1 plus normal. Normal already है, so we have to just prove that it is not a T1. Okay, so you can write the reason here. Every singleton set is not a closed set. Singleton A, singleton B are the singleton sets, but they are not a member of a K. Okay, why they are not a member of K? Because we have collected the member of K as a complement of members of 2. Complement of I is S, complement of X is 5, complement of A is BC, complement of AB is C. And hence the result. Yes, if you have a doubt, you can ask me. Okay, next theorem is every compact Hausdorff space is a regular space. You have to prove that every compact Hausdorff space is a regular space. Okay, or we can write this as every compact Hausdorff means T2 space is a regular space. Okay, compact space आठवते का सगळ्यांना? I have taken with the example of a notebook. In the school days, we are having the notebook. For the homework notebook, we are having the covers. Okay. For that cover, we have selected the open cover. Then, if every open cover has a finite subcover, then we say that it is a compact set. Okay. Yes, everyone remember? We have seen the
Yes, ma'am.
compact space in some of the examples of compact space theorems. Okay, now we have to consider a space is a compact space as well as it is a T2 space, and we have to prove that it is a regular space. Yes, can anyone tell me how to prove this? How to start the proof? How to start the proof? What is given to us? X2 is compact. We have to use a definition of a compact. How to use a definition of a compact? If we have a open cover, then you can use a definition of a compact. Okay, that is what our job, to find out open cover, then only we can use a definition. Okay, X2 is T2 space. This is also given. Okay, T2 space means what? If we are able to find out two distinct point, if we are able to find out two distinct points, then we can use a definition of a T2 space to prove that X2 is a regular. Okay, to prove that X2 is a regular space, what we have to start? We have to start with, let F be any closed set which does not contain the point X. Okay, let F be a closed set which does not contain the point X. Okay. Now, as F is any closed set, it may contain some point X set which is non-empty. So I can select one point from F. Let me show you on the diagram itself. We have, this is our X2. Correct? X is some set. X is some element and F is another closed set. It does not contain the point, but it may contain your element A. काहीतरी एलिमेंट असणार आहे ना त्याच्यात. So we have selected any point A from your F. So now I can say X and F are two distinct points. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because X and F, X and A both are distinct point. You can see from the diagram itself. X is a point which is not a member of F, but F may contain some different points. So we can say that these are two distinct points. Okay, since what we can say now, since X2 is a T2 space, we can use the definition of a T2 space. There exists the open set GA and GX. To avoid the confusion, I am writing the suffix GA and GX so that we can say the GA is a open set which contain the point A, and X is a GX is a open set which contain X, and the intersection of GA and GX is empty. Okay, बरोबर ना? We have used simply a definition of a T2 space. Okay, now what is F? F we can write it as a union of all the singleton sets, correct? Because F we can, as we are not knowing what is X, what is F, so we can write F as a union of all the singleton A, because A is a member of F we have written. Okay, so now as we know that A is a member of GA and F is a closed set, so I can write singleton A is a subset of GA.
Yes.
Okay, so singleton A is a subset of a GA, which implies I will write one statement: F is equal to union of all singleton A, where A belongs to A. Now this statement, if I am writing union on both sides, I can say this is contained in union of all GA, where A belongs to F. इसको आपको सिर्फ union on both side apply करना है. Okay. So this shows that the family the family GA of open set which contain the point A, right? These are the family of open set which contain the point A. That's why I've written the suffix. Forms open cover. Forms open cover. Who has joined the lecture just now? Yes, can anyone tell me? कौन join केलं आता lecture? The family GA forms open cover for capital F. Okay, what is given to us? X2 is compact as well as T2. T2 का हमने use किया ना? T2 with the help of T2 space itself, we have found GA, GX, and then we have found the open cover. But X2 is a compact. We have seen one theorem related to compact space. That's why I told you we should remember all the theorems of compact space. So closed subset of compact space is compact. Right? I have given the example also. कुठलाही दुसरा सबसेट घेतला तर तो कॉम्पॅक्ट होणार नाही. Simply we have to take a closed subset of a compact space, then only it is a compact. Those who don't remember, just go back to the last lecture. Otherwise, you have to have a faith on me that closed subset of a compact space is compact. This we have proved. F is a closed, X2 is a compact. So what we can say, F is compact? Yes or no?
Yes.
So F is a compact. So as F is a compact and F has a open cover GA, F is a compact set and F has an open cover, which implies F has a finite subcover. Okay, and hence we can say that F has a finite subcover, which we can write it as GAI, where I runs from 1 to n, which is contained in family of GA, where A belongs to capital F. Now let us select GXI. These are what GXI be the open sets corresponding to point X. X belongs to GX. No, we have selected this from the definition of a T2 space. Now let me select G as an intersection of all GXI. Somewhere in the while proving the some theorems of a compact space, we have used this type of a consideration, right? We have written G as a GX1 intersection with GX2 intersection with all GXN. Okay, so this type of a consideration we have already made, right? What is H? We have considered H is union of all GAI, where I runs from 1 to n. Okay, union of all the open set is open set, this union. इसको हमने H consider किया, right? If GAI are the open set, finite union of open set is open since arbitrary union of open set is open. Correct, na? This is what a property of a topology. Finite intersection of open set is open, arbitrary union of a open set is open, which implies there exists the open set G and H belongs to tau such that G is nothing but intersection of GXI and H is equals to union of all GAI where I runs from 1 to n. Okay, both are nothing but the there one is intersection of open set, another is union of all the open set. Such that we can say intersection of G and H is empty. Why this is so? Because we have selected them GX and GA to be distinct open set or disjoint open set. So just we can say that with the help of the consideration we have made in while assuming to be a T2 space. Here we have written GX intersection GA is empty set, and hence we can say that corresponding G and H intersection will be empty, and hence we can say now X belongs to G, right? What is G? G is intersection of all GXI. GXI ensures that these are the open set which contain the point X, and H is corresponding to A. So hence we can say F is contained in H, right? No, F कैसे लिखा था हमने? F is contained in union of all GAI where I runs from 1 to n. So this is what your H. Okay, you can see here. This is what your H. F is contained in H. And hence we have started with X is not a member of F, and we have found the two distinct open set. One contain the point X, another contain the closed set, and which implies that X2 is a regular space. See the proof once again, and if you have a doubt you can ask me. We have started with the assumption that X is a closed set, F is a closed set which does not contain the point X. And then we have selected one point from A. X and A both are distinct, and we have used T2 space. After using the definition of a T2 space, we have used one theorem of a compact space that closed subset of a compact space is compact, and hence we F has a finite subcover. ओके एफ के लिए फाइनाइट सब कवर मिलता है, उसी को हम ओपन सेट एच कह सकते हैं, राइट? व्हाई दिस इज सो? बिकॉज आर्बिट्री यूनियन ऑफ ओपन सेट अगर ओपन है तो फाइनाइट यूनियन ऑफ ओपन सेट ऑब्वियसली ओपन होगा, राइट? एंड नाउ वी कैन से GXI आर द open set which contain the point X. So intersection of finite number of open set is also open. So just with the help of GXI, GAI, we have found G and H and hence the result. Okay, no doubt it will be somewhat difficult for you people to understand it fastly, but try to understand the theorem. No, just remember the statement so that you can give the exam. And similarly you can prove that every corollary for this theorem. What is a corollary? Every compact T2 is a T3. Just now we have proved it is a regular. Just regular plus T1 will be T3. T2 है already, so no need to prove T1. Right, no? आहेत का सगळे? जागे आहेत का? सगळ्यांनी आन्सर द्या.
Yes,
We have,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
To prove that one corollary is there, every compact plus T2 space is a T3 space. How to prove every compact plus T2 space is a T3 space? Every compact plus T2 space is a T3 space. ये prove करना है आपको corollary. Okay? But already we have proved. What we have proved just now, every compact T2 space is a regular. Okay? To prove T3, what we have to prove? Simply it is a T1. अगर T2 already है तो T1 prove करने का जरूरत नहीं है ना? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Every T2 is a T1 space and hence a proof. Okay? So you can write the proof of this corollary as a already we have proved just now. जो हमने अभी प्रूव किया उसका प्रूफ लिख सकते हैं और उसके बाद एक स्टेटमेंट लिखना है कि every T2 is a T1 and hence the proof. In the next lecture we will prove every compact T2 space is a normal and T4. Then we will go for some of the theorem related to them. Okay? Any doubt for this lecture? Okay, at 2:30